And so, without further ado, we would just like to formally welcome you to today's virtual masterclass. I'm sure that you all understand that it wasn't possible to hold this session. Unfortunately, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we've had to avoid each other. But because of the importance of the subject and because of the relevance of the subject, even in relation to the pandemic, we felt that it was absolutely essential to continue. And so I'm really delighted that Deline and Sep agreed to continuing with a virtual masterclass, and we're so excited to be a part of this process. But it's really just an honor for me to facilitate the process, but actually this show belongs to PHT Group. And so I would like to now hand over to Sep, who is the Managing Director, and Sep is going to be taking us through just a quick introduction. So Sep, thank you so much for the opportunity of allowing Food Focus to be a part of this, and thank you very much for this opportunity, and over to you.
Thank you, Linda, and a very warm welcome as well from my end, of course. You did a little bit irritate me, Linda,
yes,
in saying I'm Austrian. That will cost you a couple of red wine, because that's a big insult to a Bavarian saying Austrian.
That's it. I knew it started with a B.
Regardless. So again, a very warm welcome from my side to our webinar. Please, you have to understand that as well for us speaker, it's a new exercise and a new experience to do a webinar. Normally, we are used to being in front of an auditorium, to see the people, to look in the eyes, to get some kind of feedback, to see some question marks sometimes in the eyes, or to see some smiling in the face, or to have some questions or comments. Now we have to imagine for our eyes that you are sitting in front of us. I hope you enjoy, but please, take in consideration that as well for us, it's a new experience. But I agree with Linda. I think it's very good in those times that we can do it in another way. It's our second time we do the masterclass now. We tend to say we will do it twice a year. Just because of two reasons. Of course, one thing is to give you always new information about new trends, about new developments on different topics. But of course, as well, bring people together to have a chat and to join the same problems, to discuss about solutions. I think it's always good to be in conversation. And yeah, as we said, it's not possible to do it like we did it the last time, that we are present in a hotel and in a room together, but now we do it as a webinar. And I'm pretty sure with all the negative things we do experience at the moment with COVID, we will see later on that a couple of things, and maybe a webinar as well, is not too bad. And maybe it's in future something we will do even often, and it become usual, and because we see it does have as well positive things, because it's easier, it's faster, it's quick. Therefore, it's not everything negative. We can for sure pick out a couple of positive things as well. As we thought about the topic and what we can do with this webinar, we thought about cleaning and disinfection. And at that stage, everybody talked about listeria outbreak, and nobody thought about COVID-19. And we thought the listeria will be the worst case, which might happen. And now we see that COVID comes up and does have even more impact to our life, private as well as business-wise. So you never know, and you always see something can be different. And we decided at that stage that we would like to talk about cleaning and disinfection, which is very important, we think, and always present in the food industry. That's why we choose it as or have chosen it as a topic. And now it's present in everybody's life. Everybody's talking about cleaning and disinfection in private life, which wasn't meant at that stage. But you see things coming up and becoming very present very suddenly. For those people who don't know about PHT, I would like quickly to introduce you what we are doing. So PHT stands for Partner for Hygiene and Technology. That's where it comes from. That's how it looks like in Bavaria, not in Austria, but I agree it's very similar. And that's where PHT started 20 years ago. And what our core of our business is about hygiene and food safety. So that's what we in principle are doing. We care about hygiene and food safety, and therefore we care about safe food. And that it was, as we discussed, what is the best thing to show something about hygiene and safe and cleanness? We said nothing more than clean water and a lake. And that's really in front of my house. I can't see at the moment, and we don't have this nice weather. And I'm jealous as well to you South Africans having this sunshine and everything. But normally when we have nice weather, it looks like you can see on the picture. As I said, we did start, just battling now with the, it should work, okay. We did start 22 years ago here in Germany, looking for the food industry and everything what is about hygiene. Later on in 2007, we founded PHT South Africa. So in the meanwhile, we are already 13 years in South Africa. In 2010, we opened a branch in Austria. 2012, we expanded in Germany to the north of Germany. And now we are as well based in the Benelux, meaning Netherlands, Belgium and Luxembourg. In total, we have around about 75 employees around these countries. What we are doing, as I said, it's basically about hygiene and food safety, and we try to protect your products. We try to do everything to make food safe. At the end of the day, it's divided in 3 departments. Okay. One thing is partnership. So what we do is we start from consulting, from assisting you, from helping you in planning everything what has to do with personnel flow, with material flow, at the end of the day with hygiene. And of course, we try to be very strong in terms of after-sales service. So meaning whatever we supplied and whatever we installed, we do the training on those things, we do the maintenance, we do have a hotline. So we keep it running. The 2 main sections we do have is hygiene, split it in personal hygiene, meaning everything what has to do with the people coming into the factory, starting from the entrance, through all the change rooms, through all the hygiene lobbies, through the issue with the canteens, through the areas where they got issued the white clothes. So everything what goes on in hand with the personal hygiene, from the entrance onto or up to the place where they are working on the production floor. As well, we care about facility hygiene, how we call it, meaning everything what you need to clean your facility. If it starts with brushware up to foam cleaning units, whatever is necessary to have a clean environment. And we do have the department technology, which is for us as well split it in 2 divisions. One is cleaning and drain technology, so meaning cleaning whatever is necessary to be cleaned in a production floor, from crates to tubs to trolleys, we hear later, and drain technology in stainless steel. And we do have a department which cares about handling and logistics system, meaning what has to do with ergonomics, lifting devices, conveyoring system, deboning system, as well under the aspect of hygiene to make sure that the products are only a couple of times in the working environment, that the cold chain is as close as possible to keep the hygiene as high as possible as well. So here you can see the different branches, but I mentioned it already before. Okay, so I just want to, on behalf of PHT, quickly thank the other speakers. Of course, Professor Peter Goos and Professor Gunnar. I'd like to thank my friend Bastian Engel, who will talk about UV, and of course Linda Jackson, who is always part of us and was with us and with the masterclass from the beginning onwards. So thank you as well, Linda, and of course the whole Food Focus team, in the background, Adele and all the others who enabled us to do this. And last but not least, of course, Deline, boss of our director in South Africa, who is the heart and the soul behind the masterclass. And he did a lot of work so to make possible to see us now. Okay, that's from my end. Enjoy the masterclass. Please have interesting 3 hours. And now I hand back to Linda. Thank you.